Onegaishimasu. Okay, let's start with some Zazen. Nice good posture, nice and straight. It's helpful to turn your hips a little bit forward. So we don't want to be slumping back like that. So we don't want to round back. We don't want the lower back round. We don't want the upper back round. We want it nice and straight, but we don't want to use all the muscles to do that because then we're tense. So just roll your hips forward. Roll those hip points forward, and that will lengthen and straighten your spine. And as you know, shoulders sit straight down. So we don't want to be up here. Relax down. Consciously release your stomach. Breathe into the stomach. Before we start Zazen, let's just make sure we're breathing well. Review good breathing, which is basically abdominal breathing. You breathe not just with your chest, but with your abdomen. So you can either imagine that there's a balloon in your stomach or belly. When you breathe in, the belly expands because the balloon is expanding. Breathe out, the balloon empties. So you can either imagine there's a balloon in there, making your belly move, or you can just feel as if you're breathing all the way down here. You can pretend that your lungs are actually down here in your belly. You breathe in all the way down to your belly, breathe out from your belly. So your belly should expand out when you breathe in and settle back in towards your spine as you breathe out. So actually, let's just start with good abdominal breathing. So put your hands on your abdomen, maybe right over the belly button, and breathe in, expand the balloon in there, or simply expand your belly, imagining, feeling your breath breathing in fills the abdomen. So just feel that with your hands. Breathe out, the balloon empties or the abdomen empties. Now, when we really emphasize the breathing, make really big, long breaths, you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth if you want. So we breathe out through the mouth sometimes when we're doing really long breaths or when we're working hard and exercising, breathing out through the mouth is good. But if we're more relaxed, just in and out through the nose. If we need to really focus our mind and get rid of tension, it could be good to breathe out through the nose, out through the mouth as well. So let's say I'm a bit tense, I need to settle down, relax. I might breathe in through my nose and breathe out through my mouth a few times. In through my nose, feel the body, especially the abdomen when I breathe in. Long out breath through the mouth. And then when I start to settle down and relax, I just want to breathe with the nose, in and out. Breathing in, feel the belly expand. Breathe out, let the belly empty. Now have your hands out here. In Tai Chi, we call this the Buddha belly position. When we hold our hands out here, it's like our hands are resting on a much bigger belly, like Santa's belly, Buddha's belly. And then just move your arms with your breath. So you breathe in, everything expands. Breathe out, settles back a little bit. So it's like your belly is so big, it's way out here. When you breathe in, it expands from there. Breathe out, settles back. Breathe in through the nose. And right now, for this, we can breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in, body expands. Breathe out, settling back. Good. Now let's do Zazen, which for Zazen, we go into this position here, right? We make a little empty space, little oval between the hands and the thumbs, thumb tips touching. And that's just resting in your lap. So I don't want to be holding up. I'm just resting that, relaxing that down, shoulders are down. And with Zazen, we're looking a little bit down, maybe about 2 meters in front of us. We don't usually want to close the eyes for very long because what happens when we close the eyes? We start to daydream or even nod off, start to go to sleep. And also for martial arts, we want to practice being awake and alert, aware of our surroundings. So we don't really want to close our eyes most of the time. So our eyes are open and we're looking down. We don't want to look up here because we'll get distracted by everything in the room, right? So a little bit down, but you're using your peripheral vision. That means using side vision, not just the front. That's important for martial arts too, because if we just focus forward, we won't see what's coming from the sides. When you learn to drive in a few years from now, that's going to be super important, peripheral vision. So you can see traffic and pedestrians on the sides. If you can just see what's directly in front of you, you're not seeing enough. It's not going to be safe. But just for regular walking on the sidewalk, walking across the street, being safe, walking in a public area where there's other people, using your peripheral vision. Of course, you want to turn your head too, so you can see more of your environment, but you don't have to turn your head to see everything. You can use your peripheral vision, your side vision. So when we look down a little bit, we're using our side vision, our peripheral vision, not just a front vision. So we call it a soft gaze, soft open gaze, not peering into one point. So soft open gaze, nice straight spine, shoulders relaxed down, belly's relaxed. Breathe into the belly, abdominal breathing, soft open gaze, a little bit in front, but including the sides. Two main focuses for Zazen: focusing on your posture, focusing on your breathing. And everybody knows we have a couple other tools if our mind is really wandering. If the monkey mind is really strong, the monkey is bouncing everywhere, or really quite distracted, we can count our breaths, right? I'll give you two ways that we can count our breaths. You can either just go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 over and over again. So breathing in is 1, breathing out is 2. Of course, you're saying that in your mind, mentally, not saying it verbally, just in your mind. Breathing in is 1, breathing out is 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, over and over again. That gives the monkey mind something to do. So it's not jumping all over the place, not wandering, not daydreaming too much. You give that monkey mind something to do. The other way you could do it is count 1 to 10. You guys will remember this, right? Breathe in, counting 1, breathing out, counting 2, breathing in 3, out 4, in 5, and do the best you can to get to 10, only focusing on body, breath, and counting. Posture, good abdominal breathing, and the counting in your mind, and just focusing on that. And then the next 1 to 10, see if you can focus even better. So you can pick right now, we'll do this for another few moments. You decide if you want to do 1, 2, 1, 2, or count 1 to 10 with the breathing. So here we go. Focus as best you can. Notice your posture, adjust it if you need to. Notice your breathing as you count. Maybe you can release the abdomen more, breathe better with the abdomen. Good. Just start a little warm up. So place your hands in your lap. Roll your shoulders. Roll the other way. And chin to the chest and up. Then let your chin stay on the chest and roll your head to one shoulder. Roll the chin along the chest, come to the other shoulder. Breathing the whole time. You don't want to hold your breath. That's not very healthy. Nice, good breathing the whole time. When you hold your breath, that means you're tense. And back to the center of the chest and up. A little turn over the shoulder. Warming up the neck that way. Good. Just like we do in standing, nice big long arms, relax, expand out through the arms. And then one hand goes on the floor behind you, reach to the back corner, and then touch down on the other side, reach to the back corner. So that arm that you're using, touching the ground, bend that elbow so that you're bending back a little bit, stretching the body. Good. Now we can actually do Manucci from this position. We do it to the front corners. So here, here. Arms are almost straight, not quite locking the elbows. So nice and open, not bent. Nice long arms, but you're not locking the elbows. Using your weight and your hips, right? We never use just the arms. You're using your core to move the arms. Big arc up, big arc down. Make as big an arc as you can make without locking your elbows. Good. Let's just do a little bit of wrist exercises. Ikkyo. Nice straight spine. Breathing into the abdomen. Other side. Maybe we'll just do a couple different wrist exercises. Sankyo. Palm facing out. Thumb on the back. Rotate. Forward. There's a couple different ways of doing Sankyo. I can also do it under the arm and pointing the elbow to the ceiling and doing circles here under the elbow. So that's another way. Now let's switch to the other side. First, straight forward, front of the chest. And the other way is circles under the arm, elbow pointing to the ceiling. Okay, relaxing the hands and wrists. Now up here, shaking sideways, shaking through the hand blade. Now breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, and drop 3 times as you breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth. Breathe in through the nose, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Good. Now, sitting on your butt. Now take a look behind you. Make sure there's nothing behind you where you're going to bump your head, because we're going to do some rollbacks. So take a look. And tuck your chin for good ukemi, right? Tuck your chin, round your back. We're going to roll back, keep everything the same. Each foot is on center line. Each hand is on center line. So it's almost like we're in Hanmi no Kamae, standing, aware of center line. So we're going to keep everything the same. So I'll demonstrate one. All right, I'll demonstrate one from the side. I tuck, rouse my back. When you come forward, tilt or rotate your hips forward to reach way forward. That gives us an extra stretch in our body, in our back specifically, an extra stretch. But also we're working our mind, our mental focus. Extend ki. Extend your focus way out. That brings you way forward. So one more looks like this. Rotating at the hips, sending your mind strongly forward. Let's do a few together on the count. Again, make sure it's clear behind you. Each. Ni. San. Chin on the chest. Shi. Your mind brings you forward. Oh. Good. Now, let's switch to the other side. Other foot's in front, Other hand's in front, but both your feet and your hands are on center line. Remember, first thing, tuck your chin. To come up, send your mind strongly forward. Each. Ni. San. Shi. Wo. Okay, now, a variation of this one is switching our hands and feet. Everyone's done this before. So instead of keeping this exactly the same, after I roll back, just as I come forward, just before I start to come forward, I switch my feet and my hands. So if I demonstrate that, I'll look like this. And I switch. Okay, so let's do that together. Each, switch, ni, switch. Extend your mind forward strongly still. San. Shi, switch. Oh. Roke. Siege. Touch. Woo. Ju. Okay. Now let's do one more time, a little bit different. We're going to add something. We were just focusing on covering our center line. We're still going to do that, but let's have a little bit more movement in the arms and hands, and the hand blades, actually. So it's like we're going to be using the sword. Now, as Senpai knows, when we use the sword, the bokken, we always have right hand in front, left hand behind. That's a traditional way. Using the jo, we can switch it. For this exercise, we're going to switch because we've been switching. So we're going to pretend we're using a sword on both sides. If you want, you can imagine using a jo. So when we go back, our hands will come back a little bit towards our forehead so we can cut down. So if I demonstrate, my hands will come back a little bit, and it's like I'm cutting the sword. As you know, when you cut, you want a nice big arc. Energy goes out through the tip of the sword. A nice big arc, not like this. We don't do our Manucci like that. We do our Manucci nice and big, just like we raise the sword big and cut big, everything out there. So I'm going to cut the sword. I raise the sword and I cut the sword. I raise and I cut. So we're just going to have a feeling of cutting through the center line when we do this. So a bit more motion, movement with the arms, and that'll probably help you come forward and with that nice big arc, nice big cut, and that's because we have a nice strong focus forward. So we come back a bit with the hands, big cut. Switch with the legs, big cut. Here we go. Each, ni, big sword cut, san, shi, go, nice sharp cut, roke, siege, hach, ku, ju. Okay. Now, remember this one? Where I'll demonstrate. We have different names for this. You can call it teddy bear roll, starfish roll. Okay, so what we do is we go out here like a starfish or a stuffed teddy bear. Of course, we want to tuck our chin. We fall to the side, use that arm to protect you. So we're doing good ukemi, protecting ourselves as we fall. Tuck the chin, arm meets the floor very softly. On your side, across the back, keeping your chin tucked. And then come up. Then we'll go back the other way. So you go right to the side, chin tucked, across the back, over to the other side. Okay, let's actually do that together, okay? Break it down. We'll just go 1 and back, 2 and back the other way. Tuck your chin, fall to one side and just go on to the side. Your arms and legs are still apart, like a stuffed teddy bear. Roll across your back to the other side. Then roll up onto your butt. Should be still in the same shape, like a big starfish. Tuck your chin, go back exactly the same way. Go back the same way. So now go to the other side, go right on your side, right on your side. So your leg and arm should be up in the air. Cross your back, keep your chin tucked, and then up on your butt again. Okay, so now let's do that a little more flowing. If you can, stay with the count. So I'll count each time, 1, 2, 1, 2, there and back. So each, and back the other way, knee. Tuck your chin, each, knee. See how soft and round you can feel. Each, knee. Okay, now we'll work the other side. We're going to go directly to the other side. Tuck your chin, slide the arm out to break your fall. The other side is up in the air. Chin is still tucked. Roll across the back, cross the back, cross the back to the other side, and then roll up to your butt again. Tuck your chin, go back the way that you came. Hand slides out, arm slides out. You're on your side, cross the back, onto the other side to come up on your butt again. So let's do that with the count. You go right to the side first. Each, cross the back to the other side, up on your butt. Go back the same way. Each, knee. Each, knee. Keep the chin tucked. Each, knee. Okay, now let's do a few where we keep going in the same direction. So that will look like this. And I do 3 or 4. After about 3 or 4, you'll be facing the same direction pretty much from where you started. And then you do 3 or 4 the other way. Okay, so set up nice and round. So do 3 or 4 one way, 3 or 4 the other way. Hai, dozo. Okay, now let's do a little bit on Charlotte's program, Mayakami, front roll. So let's do a quick review of that. One knee up. You point the knee and elbow in the direction you want to go. That means the fingers come back to point towards you, right? This is the most important arm for the wheel because that's the one that protects your head. So the fingers point back towards you when you put them on the floor. So point the knee and elbow same direction. Half the wheel, other half the wheel. Put your head in the wheel. Push off until your butt comes up. And then you want to roll along the wheel. Make the wheel unbendable. So you don't want it to collapse like that and roll on the side of your arm because then your head is too close to the ground. So I'll demonstrate. Slowly push up until I teeter over and roll on the side of the arm. And come up in the same shape. And then do it basically a tenkai, right? And set up on the other side. Okay. So you can go ahead and take your time. I'm going to have a look at you as you do it. Take all the time you want to set everything up perfectly. and then change your knees to go the other way. Okay? So go ahead and do a few. I'll take a look. Yeah, senpai, you can do it from standing. Tachiwaza. That's right. Okay. Okay. That's good. Now let's do one more thing from Charlotte's program, which is Taino Henco. Basically, that's Irimi Tenkan. As far as the footwork, it's Irimi Tenkan. Irimi is entering, Tenkan is turning. Okay, let's all do this together. So standing up, Migi Hanmi, right leg forward. Have your right leg forward. Hanmi no Kamai. Weight is a little bit forward. Nice straight back. Nice good extension. So if your right leg is forward, your partner would be grabbing you like this on the outside of your right wrist. Let's get everybody in Hanmi no Kamai. So your partner is grabbing you on this side. Okay, senpai, let's see good Hanmi. Okay, front foot, step off line. Remember, you want to keep that hand in front of your center so it doesn't get pulled away. Keep it in front of your center as you turn. Push your elbow in front as you turn your hips. Tenkan, and hold that for 3 seconds. So your elbow should be bent. Right knee should be forward. Okay, let's come back and do that again. Right side forward. Offline with the right leg, front leg. Tenkan. Keep everything in front of your center. Yeah, make sure that right leg is forward and the right knee is bent at the end. Okay, so here we are again. Offline, turn. Yeah. And Charlotte, try to keep your hands in front of your center line. Yeah, the whole time, even as you turn. Let's do one more on that side. Offline, turn. Okay, left side forward. Hidari. Left side forward. So your partner would be grabbing you like that. Okay, let's see everybody. Hanmi no Kamai. Your partner would be grabbing you like this. Okay. Front foot, offline, Tenkan. Check your posture. Okay, come back to left leg forward. Offline. As you do your Tenkan, keep your left hand in front of your center. Offline. Keep everything in front of your center as you turn. Keep your knees bent, Charlotte. Keep your weight nice and low so you stay nice and straight and balanced. Okay, one more. Offline, Tenkan, turn. Okay, let's do a couple techniques from Senpai's program. Let's do the one. It's a wrist lock. Grabbing the fingers and locking their body through their wrist and arm. Okay, so it's called a finger lock. And that's from someone trying to push you or grab you. So someone coming in like this, you're going to use both hands to grab one of their hands. And you want to grab towards the top, towards the fingertips. Because if you grab the hand, they have still lots of power to fight with and resist. You grab high towards the tip of the fingers, it's called leverage. You have a lot more leverage. And they have less power. You grab lower down, they got their wrist and their arm they can use. Grab up here, all they have is the strength of their fingers. You have more leverage and they have less power, less muscle strength. Okay, so let's start in Hanmi no Kamae. I'm going to face the camera for this. Hanmi no Kamae, everybody. Let's go, senpai. Now, your partner would be coming in like this. Okay, so imagine that's happening. I'm going to do it with you. So someone's coming towards me. Someone's coming towards you. Senpai, let's see you in Hanmi no Kamae. Charlotte's got a good Hanmi. So as you step back to avoid that push, so someone's coming into me, I'm going to step back, grab one of the hands at the fingers. Everybody do that with me. Step back, both hands, grab one of their hand at the top of the fingers. Step back and bow. Step back and bow. That bends their fingers back, right? And actually what I want you to do, senpai, is come down onto one knee. Yes. So your uke, if I demonstrate as uke, if I'm the one who's pushing or grabbing, if I come in like this and then nage grabs my hand at the fingers and comes back like this onto one knee, as uke, what I'm doing is this. Oh, they grab my hand. You're bending it down and they go down to one knee. So I'm brought down like this. So that's what uke would do. Uke comes in. This time now this hand is grabbed. And so it's bringing uke right down. Because nage is down on one knee. Okay, so Hanmi no Kamae. Imagine someone's coming in like this. Okay, step back with the front foot. Imagine you're grabbing one hand at the fingers. Step back, bow, and drop onto one knee. Bowing just means you're bending your fingers back. Down one knee. Okay, let's try a couple more. Go into the other Hanmi no Kamae. Imagine someone's coming towards you and their hands are open. Step back, grab one hand. Step back, bow, and drop onto the back knee. Okay, let's do one more. Change your Hanmi. Step back to avoid them grabbing you. Grab one hand at their fingers, bow and step back into a back knee. Good. Okay, senpai, that's in your program. Okay, let's do one kite nage coming in, and they drop down to shoot. They come in, drop down to grab the knees and push through your hips. Let's just do one or two. Migi Hanmi, we're going to do Irimi Sugiashi, Tenkai. Right leg forward. You start with the arms down. Irimi Sugiashi, hand on the back of the neck, hand under the arm, Tenkai. Let's go, senpai. Irimi Sugiashi, Tenkai. Other side. Good work, Charlotte. I see you working hard there, learning this. Irimi Sugiashi, Tenkai. One more. Irimi Sugiashi, back of the head, under the arm, Tenkai. Okay, Misogi. Breathing in, expanding, breathing out, back to center. Remember that Buddha belly, big expansion, back to center. Okay, let's bow out. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.